We are live, guys. Thank you for coming out. I am in a different room in my house. I swapped studios from a bedroom to what used to be the playroom for the kids. Has a bit of an echo. I might figure out what to do about it later, but today we're going to talk about Q2 sale. Well, actually, first half sales, if we want to go that far. First half sales of 2022 for the entire industry, but really focusing on the brands that I cover, which are most of the Asian automakers. So all the Japanese brands, all the Korean brands. That's what we're going to discuss here today. The market right now is terrible. It's so bad. If you're buying a new car, you're waiting a long time for your car to come in because you probably have it bought already, or at least have a reservation on it. You're just waiting for it to come in. The days of going to the lot and just picking out a new car from a selection of maybe 3 or 4 cars that would work for you, it's just not a reality right now. We're probably 2 years away from that being a normal again. And I feel like the new normal is going to be like a 20 or 30 day supply. Previously, it was like 40-day supply of vehicles for that lot. Now what's happening in the market, what's going on right now is like 5 to 10 day supply, depending on the manufacturer. So it's not a good time to be in the new market, but it isn't impossible to get a new car. It's just a little bit more difficult. So we're going to break down the sales. Before we do, we'll wait for a little bit more people to come in. Guys, where are you coming from? There are at least 50, 60 of you in the chat. Where are you guys stopping in from around the world? This always gets me excited. Sometimes I get a little bit of Antarctica, North Pole, some surprises in there. But where are you guys coming from? Want to see a little bit into your lives because you guys know a lot about mine. So it's only fair, right? Kyle's from O-Town, huh? That's what I'm talking about. Elmo's in Canada. D. Compton. And D. Compton's not in Compton. He's in Raleigh. Heck yeah. Raleigh. That's where a good friend Jeff, Toyota Jeff, is from, right? Richard Elias is in Long Beach. We got Seattle. We got Connecticut, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, Lauderdale. Okay. Or a little bit close to me. South Texas, New York. You think Toyota will drop the V6 in the Camry next gen? Absolutely, I do. Nashville, Dan, another Daniel from Denver, Jacob Whittington, Florida Monticello, if I'm reading that right. Then there's the Jacob family, Dallas, gosh, Detroit, New York. Guys, thank you guys so much for coming out. I can't read all of them. I'd be here all day. But thank you guys for coming from all around the world. I see Netherlands in there. What? That's amazing. It's got to be pretty late there, right? It's like 1 a.m. there probably, or around midnight. Puerto Rico, that's what I'm talking about. Atlanta, Brooklyn. Guys, thanks so much for coming out. We got some Torontos, Philly, Detroit, Illinois. Cool. Thank you guys for coming out. Let's get right into it. I haven't really broken out these sales numbers at all, so that's why I do these live streams. I'm going to be doing these live streams hopefully maybe monthly. Don't hold me to it though, my life's crazy. So I just find that these videos, the format, going over the sales of all these manufacturers, I just can't do in a single video. It would be like, and I've done it, it's like 40 minutes long. So I'd rather take my time and not have to edit it as well and just hang out with you guys and just talk about our lovely car market that we currently have right now. GM tops Toyota. Okay, so they resumed the position they've been in for like 90 years. Nissan, Honda skid in Q2. We're over Automotive News, by the way, like my number one source of news. Hyundai and Kia volume fall off a 4th straight month on low inventory, but it's Hyundai and Kia are doing fairly well here, I would say, for the first half. All right, so they're saying that the market might rebound a little bit based off of the forecasts for the rest of the year, but right now it just doesn't look great. So, well, and if you look at June's pace of over 15, almost 15.5 million, we'll be lucky to get to 13.5 million this year. So, holy cow, This is what I love so much about automotive news. Well, a lot of things about automotive news. I'm not paid for them. I actually pay them for their subscription so I can read this stuff and share their amazing news updates with you guys. Well, this is just incredible. They break down all the numbers, put it into a godly spreadsheet for us so we can compare and contrast. And we'll just start with the top of the stack, even though, keep in mind, I don't cover all these brands. It's still fun for me to see and to educate myself on what's going on. BMW, the traditional winner the past couple of years when it comes to luxury sales volume here in the United States, if you don't count Tesla. So many people like to count Tesla as okay, we're going there, guys. Ashley's here. Ashley, one of the members of the channel from San Antonio. Thank you, Ashley, for stopping out. Appreciate you guys. You definitely kick butt. Oh, we got bots in here? Okay, well, holy smokes. Hide user on this channel. All right, Ashley, since you are one of the members, I'm going to make you a moderator. So if you see something that doesn't look kosher, just kick that person off. Okay, thank you. All right, BMW. Oh, well, no, I got sidetracked. So what we're going to do, create poll. I love this because we'll talk about Tesla, I guess, eventually. Is Tesla a luxury brand? Question mark. All right, so that's going to go up. So we'll go back to BMW, the traditional #1 seller the past couple of years in luxury, if you're not counting Tesla, and they're down 9% on the year so far. And the second quarter was not good, down 18%. Not terrible compared to a lot of the things we're going to see. Mini is tanking hard here, and Rolls-Royce is not really affected by this. When you have that much money and they make such a small amount of cars, it doesn't really affect the consumer that much, I would say. Did that poll go up? Did it go up? Maybe it didn't. Hold on. Okay, I think the poll went up. There it goes. Okay. I don't know. All right, let's get back into it. So BMW doing pretty well, I would say, overall. They're still going to be in first place here with 78. Well, if we look at the first 6 months, 152,000. So keep that in mind for your luxury market, 152,000. Buick tanking, minus 56%, down 57% on the year. General Motors just doesn't care about Buick that much, seems like. Even though I think Buick get #1 in JD Power's initial quality? Yeah. Anyways, Cadillac only down 6%. That's a surprise. You got to remember, General Motors had a really tough year last year, so much so that Toyota actually beat them. So keep in mind that their numbers were really bad in the beginning of 2021. So already 2/3 of you are saying Tesla is not a luxury brand. They're more of a premium brand. I guess you could say that. I mean, they have expensive cars, but we know that expensive cars doesn't mean luxury, right? All right, Chevy down 10%. Again, like I said, General Motors did not have a good start to last year. GMC down about 14% on the quarter, down 10% on the year. And if you look at the total, because Buick's doing so bad, it's kind of pulling them down a little bit. General Motors is down about 18% on the year so far. This is where we get into some of the cars I actually talk about, Acura and Honda, and we will get into Acura and Honda here in a little bit breakdown, but I want to go over all the manufacturers first, and we'll go into each individual brand afterwards. So, all right, okay, back to Acura and Honda. Acura and Honda for Q2, both down around 50%, and if you look at so far this year, down 40%. Down 40% as a brand. I don't know what else to say. Very few brands are suffering as hard as Acura and Honda of America here. Yikes. And like the Civic is taking a big hit. They just can't produce. And like I just reviewed and got to drive the new HRV. Really like that vehicle overall for what it is, an entry-level compact crossover with good styling and good like interior design and quality interior. Anyways, you guys probably already saw my drive in Portland, Oregon, or around southern Skamania, so southern Seattle, so southern Washington words. Anyways, yes, how are they going to produce the HRV when they're already struggling to produce the same platform, stablemate the Civic? I don't know. Yeah, bit uncertain for Honda here. Hyundai though, Hyundai is only down 15% on the year so far, but quarter two was not good for them, down 23%. If we look at Genesis though, I can't believe I skipped Genesis. Genesis up 26% for the quarter, up 33% for the year. Now, that doesn't mean a lot because, they just don't sell a lot of cars. So they're still growing. They're still in the growing phase. And of course, Hyundai is going to allocate parts and chips to their luxury brand if they can, because there's more profit on luxury cars. So, friend of Robert Bird, what's up, Kirk? Love the channel. Thank you. Thank you. So, the majority of you are saying Tesla is not a luxury brand. Yeah. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. That's just my opinion, right? So many people think they are. A lot of people don't think they are. So that's why I'm asking you guys. But I definitely see both sides of it. But I just think there's more evidence saying that there's not, in my opinion. All right. Let's keep moving. So Genesis still growing, doing well. But the cool thing, maybe for Genesis it's cool, but they are still beating Infiniti. So if we look at these sales, Infiniti down here, Infinity's down 40%. They continue to bottom out, which anyways, they've had a rough last 3 or 4 years, and they continue to go down year over year over year. So they're just a shadow of what they used to be. But if you look at Acura, I mean, yes, they're selling about half of what Acura is this year, but they used to, as far as I know, they used to be, right there with Acura in sales, if not above them, like in 2017 when they hit their peak. So, all right, back to Hyundai, Kia. Kia down only 17%, down 12% on the year so far. We'll go over them later as well. Isaac is saying, if these car prices keep going, I'm going to get a motorcycle. Love motorcycles. I've thought about starting a separate channel on the channel. So it would be a side channel of this on motorcycles, covering obviously the Japanese motorcycles. We used to have I hear water. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm in a new office, new room, so sounds make different sounds in here. Anyways, there used to be a Korean manufacturer for motorcycles here in the United States. I can't think of what they were called. They're not here anymore. Either they went bankrupt or they just pulled out of the market here. All right. Karma. What's this about? If you guys know what Karma Automotive is, let me know. Is that a Chinese car brand? I guess it's worth, Automotive News put them in here. They've sold 80 cars so far this year. Whatever. Mazda, not McLaren, Mazda here, down 43%. Their luck has run out. They weathered 2020 and 2021 so well. Their luck has run out here. They're kind of, they're with Honda at this point in the 40+% downers. They're only down 25% so far this year. So hopefully they can make the turn for the second half. It's like Fisker Karma, but yeah, they're their own brand now. I got you. No, I see those cars like weekly here in Naples. So I know what Karmas are. It just wasn't coming to me, even though I see them and they're weird looking, like praying mantis looking things. All right. McLaren down 5% on the year, but again, and they're even up on the quarter. Who else is up on the quarter? Like nobody. Genesis, right? And Tesla. So again, outliers here. Mitsubishi, which I'll cover as well today. I have their news to talk about as well when we get to it. Mitsubishi only down 10%, riding on the strength of the Outlander. If you missed my Outlander family review, go ahead and check that out. down 13% on the quarter, but Mitsubishi kind of hanging in there. Is Mitsubishi ever a customer's first choice when they go looking for cars to buy? I don't know if that's the case in America. It probably used to be in the 90s, but interesting. Anyways, the new Outlander is a good car. Can't wait for the new Outlander plug-in hybrid because that is going to be by far their best product. All right. And we don't get the Mitsubishi. Oh gosh, we don't get the other plug-in hybrid, the Eclipse Cross. It's called other things in other markets, the Eclipse Cross, but they decided to use the Eclipse nameplate for a crossover here. Anyways, we don't get the plug-in hybrid, the Eclipse Cross here, which makes it less desirable for sure. All right, so other Nissan Mitsubishi group cars we need to talk since we don't get Renault. Let's talk about Infiniti, down 40%. At least they're consistent. Down 41% on the year, down 41% on the quarter. Yikes. Nissan, yikes as well, down 38% on the quarter, 33% on the year. And as Nissan Mitsubishi group as a total, down 32%, with Mitsubishi kind of boosting their numbers a bit. Polestar, if you missed my Polestar 2 review, really good car. It's a little rough around the edges. Fit and finish is pretty good, but there were some things that I feel like are not acceptable, especially the standard safety features. Like, this is a Volvo derived brand, and like it doesn't come standard with radar cruise control, like, and it's 50 plus K for. Anyways, watch my review of it. It drives great, so it's fun to see. Look, they're up 858%. And they're going to continue to grow. We got the Polestar 3 coming out later this year, and built in America too, mind you. The Polestar 2 is built in China. So that is probably important for a lot of consumers here in North America to have an American-built car over a Chinese-built car in the lineup. Rivian. You know, my dad texted me yesterday, and he's like, I was behind a Rivian today. What is that? So I had to tell him, like, hey, they're making cars at the old Mitsubishi plant in Normal, Illinois. It has 4 motors for true torque vectoring, big battery pack, expensive luxury sort of thing. So that was cool that my dad saw one in Omaha. And I know that they're in there because I have friends still at the Lexus dealership, and they're telling me they're seeing Rivians in the Omaha area. Let's see here. So now we're into Stellantis, which are there a ton of brands. I can't believe Fiat is still selling cars here. I think we're maybe a few months or a year away from that brand being completely canceled again here in North America. Oh gosh, we got more spam. What's up with spam nowadays, guys? I feel like spam never was a thing until recently. Okay. Yeah, guys, if you want to hit that like button, I appreciate it. We're sitting at almost 200 viewers, over 200 viewers, and we have 46 likes. Come on, bros, sisters out there. I doubt there's any girls watching, but cheers to you if you are. Like 96% of my viewers are dudes, and I wouldn't be surprised if the 4%, how much of the 4% are just the dudes watching on their girls' accounts, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Fiat, it's a train wreck. Dodge. Gotta remember, Dodge, number 2 in JD Power initial quality, beating out just about everyone other than Buick here. So Dodge is down about 33% on the year. Chrysler, though, up 12%. Okay, so they must be able to produce some minivans now. That has been an issue that really plagued them last year, I remember. And that's when, like, the Sienna took over minivan sales for the first time ever. So Sienna's run might be over as Toyota's starting to feel the supply chain crimps. Alfa Romeo, it is what it is. They're down 30 to 40%, whatever. Jeep doing well. Now, Jeep makes a lot of money for Stellantis. Profit margins have to be huge, especially on the Wrangler. So they're going to definitely allocate the chips to that brand. Maserati's up 13% on the year. Again, these strange sort of exotic outlier outside the bell curve brands have strange numbers. Ram down 27%, just not able to produce those pickup trucks in the volume that they like. How's the BZ4X doing in terms of sales? all BZ4Xs are sold out for probably the next year or two. So there's nothing really to report on. Well, I guess we'll talk about that. But all the ones that have been sold here in the United States, was like 200 of them so far. They'll start trickling in. They've they've been recalled. So, and Toyota says don't drive them because they don't have a fix for the wheels falling off. So, yeah, BZ4X. Stellantis total down 16%. Subaru of America. Now, Subaru had a hell of a awful year last year. Feel like they can't fall much further, much harder. So they're at about 18% down for the year. We'll talk about them later. Tesla up 53%. Again, one of those outliers. They continue to grow. Now, the question is, will Tesla continue to grow exponentially like they are right now for the next few years? Or is it going to slow down for them because there's so many more options on the market from other manufacturers? The problem is other manufacturers can't produce at volume like Tesla can yet. And Tesla keeps improving their ability to produce that volume with new factories. I did read recently that Elon Musk says their new factories in Berlin and Austin are just burning money because they don't have the parts to be able to produce the cars there. So they're starting to slow down heavily. Kelvin, big follower of the channel. Gosh, guys, we got more. I'm going to put Kelvin as a moderator as well. Thank you so much, Kelvin. Let me take down all this spam here. So bad. So bad. Okay. Kelvin says, what's up, Kirk? Lexus is doing okay despite the situation right now. They still manage to sell over 20,000 vehicles every month. Yeah, we'll talk about Lexus in detail here shortly because once I'm done with all the cars, kind of glossing over it, we'll go over each brand. We're already 20 minutes in. I haven't even hit individual brands yet. So we'll get there. We'll get there, I promise. All right. Moving on from Tesla. Lexus down 20%. They still sold 66,000 for the second quarter. But let's go back up to BMW, right? BMW sold 12,000 more. That's 78,000. So BMW total for the first 6 months is at 152,000. And the Lexus is at 131. So BMW will run away with the crown this year. Now, we also need to talk about Mercedes. Have we not talked about Mercedes-Benz yet? Did I miss them? Are they not even? Oh, they're not tallied yet. So the last time I saw Mercedes was actually behind Lexus. So we'll see. Toyota down 23%. So they're kind of in the middle of the pack. Maybe doing a little bit better than most manufacturers, but kind of in the middle of the pack in terms of the large manufacturers. Definitely above Nissan and Honda for sure. And a little bit behind of what we saw with the Koreans. So Toyota total, including Lexus, down about 20% on the year, 19% or 23% on the quarter. Audi down 28%. Audi's struggling big time. I know another dad here down in the Naples area, and he is one of the finance managers at the Audi store, and he has updated me on the car situation for the Audi brand, and they're only producing just a few models and low volume. The boat going down in flames over the Atlantic didn't help things either. So Audi's just in a tough position. Hopefully it gets better for them. But yeah, it's not good for anyone at this point. It's not good to anyone, really, unless you're Genesis. But they don't even have their own dealers for the most part. Bentley, one of those outliers. Lamborghini, an outlier. Porsche, sort of an outlier, right? Up on the quarter. Porsche's up on the quarter. That's crazy. Volkswagen, not counting the whole Volkswagen group, but Volkswagen as a brand, really suffering, down 34%. If you missed my Taos review, go ahead and check that out. Don't spend over 30 grand on one of those things. Don't think it's worth it, but it is a decent car for what it is. Volkswagen group, though, down 30% on the quarter, about 30% on the year so far. So I could go into all this, which would be another half an hour. I think there are some takeaways here. Day supply. We talked about the HRV having issues maybe with the new generation being able to produce it because Honda's struggling to produce the new Civic. But the new HRV has a really low daily supply for dealers, and I don't know. I don't know why that would be, but in 2021, the HRV sold the most ever. So they're able to produce these things at high volume. So they're coming in, they're selling quickly. Toyota Corolla low. So if you guys want to take a look at this, you can. I mean, most of these are Japanese or Korean cars. Corolla, Forte, 4Runner, Civic hatchback, Camry, RAV4, Altima, Big Ultima Energy, Civic sedan, Outback, Sportage, CRV, Pilot, Highlander, Crosstrek, Palisade. So the top, I don't know, what is that, 15 vehicles, including this one, are Japanese or Korean cars. So the demand is so high for those cars and not as high for the remainder. Then you have a Bronco, and then it gets back into a couple Asian cars here, and then it goes back into some domestics. So for the most part, it looks like the Asian cars have the highest demand, the lowest daily supply for their vehicles. There's other things as well, like the manufacturers spending less money than ever incentivizing their cars. They don't have to spend any money on rebates or advertising right now because the demand far outweighs the supply. So the manufacturers are making a ton of money right now. The problem is that those profits are they're not as good as they seem because raw materials are going up and skyrocketing. Incentives, what is this? I guess this is outlays for Q2, but I think it's time to, because I could get lost in this, but I don't want to lose you guys. So we're going to head on over, take a break if you guys need to, because we're going to start going through every single manufacturer that I cover on the channel for the most part. Individual sales. I'll probably lose my voice halfway through it. So grab a drink, grab some snacks, use the bathroom. I'll just kind of read the chat for a little bit before we get into the Toyota numbers, what's doing great, what's not doing great, etc. So Danny says grab a pillow and a blanket, snacks and drinks. Guys, yep. I'm your evening entertainment on a Saturday night if you have nothing to do, like myself. So hopefully you took a little break. My voice is taking a little break and we're going to get back into it. So we're going to start with Toyota and work our way down or up, however you want to look at it. Electrified vehicles, including battery, fuel cell hybrids, plug-in hybrids, represent more than 1/4 of total year-to-date sales volume. In just a few years, guys, it'll probably be like half. It's crazy. 20 electrified vehicle options between Toyota and Lexus brand, blah, blah, blah. Most among any automaker. All right. June 22 sales of electrified vehicles was almost 40 grand, representing 23% of monthly sales. We already talked about how they're down about 20% so far on the first half. All right, I could get lost in this as well. Let's look at some of the highlights and I'll either praise them or shoot them down depending on how ridiculous they are. First half sales of electrified vehicles represent over 25%. Okay, 20 electrified Toyota and Lexus vehicle options. I feel like that's not really a sales highlight. It's almost like a distraction, kind of like, oh, look what we are doing well. TMNA's digital retail sales of new vehicles through SmartPath and Monogram. So SmartPath, I believe, is the Toyota digital sales system, and Monogram is the Lexus version. I think they're the same thing, though, for the most part. So those sales have surpassed 125,000 at nearly 230 dealers. An additional 105 dealers will go live. So it's definitely that next step. I don't know if it's upfront pricing, but I think it's that one step closer to upfront pricing and placing your orders online. And then you're like, oh, you have to wait 9 months. I think my parents that told me that their friends put in an order for a Sienna hybrid and they're waiting like a year for that Sienna hybrid to come. Like it won't be, they put it in, yeah, it's a year wait. Anyways, Toyota division, best ever month for the Corolla Cross. Gotta remember, Corolla Cross production is going to slowly ramp up. The vehicle just started production like late last year out of the Alabama plant. So it should continue to have best months as they ramp up production for that vehicle. Best ever month for the GR86. Again, same thing. That vehicle just was announced. So they're not comparing sales for the GR86 against the 86 because it's a new car. So, I mean, yeah. Anyways, best ever first half for RAV4 hybrid. I believe that is a cool thing. That's something I would, give a round of applause for. Best ever first half for the GR86. Again, isn't the numbers are the same. So that's saying it's the right. Like that's just redundant information. So you're telling me in the first half is 6 months, but in that 1 month you sold 6,000 units. Anyways, Lexus division, best ever month for NX plug-in hybrid. Again, that vehicle just went on sale like late last year, and they're struggling to supply that vehicle. And best ever first half for RX HL. Again, they're probably just trying to get this vehicle out. They probably have a lot of RX HL stuff that they need to like just produce because the new RX doesn't have an H, or sorry, doesn't have an L. Of course they have the hybrids, but they don't have the longer versions, not a long wheelbase, the same wheelbase. They just made it 4.2 inches longer or something. So wait, the sales for the RX HL are the exact same as the GR86. That's bizarre. Okay, so let's open this in a new tab. Oh wait, did it open image in new tab? Why is it making me save it? Whatever. We'll work with it, guys. We'll work with it. Okay. So if we want to look at the sales model by model, we can. We have a lot of other brands to cover today. So I'm just going to look at maybe some outliers here. What's doing really, really well, like Avalon. Avalon killed it. So again, they probably have some like Avalon parts that they need to pump out of the factory before the vehicle is done production late this year. So the 2022 model year is the last year of the Avalon. As a crown will kind of replace it at the top of the sedan-ish segment. Prius sales are tanking. Maybe that's because they are switching over to the new model in the next 6 to 8 months or so. It's hard to say. And also you have the Corolla hybrid that is siphoning sales from the good old Prius. Corolla sales not too bad for the month, but so far year to date, Corolla's not doing so hot. Let's see here. Lexus IS down 11%. Oh, that's DSR. Should be looking at volume. Down 7% on the year, so on the month, which isn't that bad, and down 20%, 18 or 19% on volume. So I need to be looking at the volume columns. DSR is important. That's a daily selling rate. There are different selling days per month, every month and over years. So that's why that's important. Let's see here. IS, we talked about RC. RC is pretty much dead. I don't know what they're going to do with that car. ES, their best sedan, that is just a pure luxury sedan, where the IS is more of a sports sedan. Only down 4% on the year so far. The ES, the locally produced ES for now, because the ES production is going back to Japan. It's going back to Japan. I wonder why. Why is the ES production going back to Japan? I can make a ton of ideas and get lost in that as well, probably for 15 minutes, on why the ES would be going back to Japan. Electrification is a big part of it, and battery packs. So GS, they sold a GS in quarter two. Guys, they sold a GS in quarter two. It could have been GSF maybe. They sold a GS. Rest in peace, GS. I'm gonna pour one out for my homie, right? LS still selling, but that car, they could kill that too at this point. Sad story, the LS. I made a video maybe a year or two on the demise of the LS. LC, really struggling with sales. But if you've been watching my manufacturing updates for Toyota and Lexus Motomachi plant, where they produce the LC, the Toyota Mirai, the BZ4X, the GR plant is there, so the GR Corolla, the GR Yaris. All these vehicles are being shut down production because the Motomachi plant is being shut down for like half the month of July, if not more. So yeah, LC, I think the demand is there for it, but they just can't produce them. The Motomachi plant. Anyway, CHR, that thing's pretty much done in America. The Corolla Cross is a better package overall. BZ4X, they've sold 33 in the quarter, but the first quarter they sold 201 more units. Excuse me. So it's like production on that completely stopped because of the Motomachi plant being shut down. And they're all recalled anyways, so whatever. BZ4X is having a rough go. Rough go, man. People are roasting that car. It has like the slowest charge rates in the industry. But that's how Toyota can claim, you know, this battery pack will last 600,000 miles in over 10 years and have 70% state of charge left. So you have to kill the charging rate, I guess. All right, 11% down for the RAV4. Or should I say 8% down and 9% for the year. Corolla Cross just slaying it. But look what happened to the Corolla Cross. First quarter, they sold like 18,000 units. Second quarter, 4,600 units. Yikes. Oh, that's a kick to the pants of the Corolla Cross. All those workers down in Alabama, like what are they doing? Twiddling their thumbs? So they don't have any vehicles to produce? Holy smokes. Venza down 50%. What is going on there? Don't know. Just don't know. Highlander's down. They're getting ready for that refresh maybe. Forerunner hanging in there. Only down 5% on the year so far. Sequoia down 90% as they switch to the new model. And Land Cruiser, rest in peace. They haven't sold any. They're all sold. They all got to be sold in the second quarter here. And then we go to Sienna. Sienna down 50%. Well, roughly 45% and down 40% on the year. Like I said, good luck. Good luck getting your hands on a Sienna, especially with gas prices going up. Man, best luck to you guys. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Hi, Kirk, anywhere on the Crown. You'll know more about the Crown fairly soon. Don't worry, guys. I'll bring you Crown information. You know. Is Maxima due for a refresh or a complete upgrade? I think the killing of the Maxima is far more likely than either. Okay. So we ended at Sienna, Tacoma down. Right? Yeah, we're at Tacoma now. Tacoma down 22%. Tundra up 1%. Tundra, here's the thing. What? Am I reading this right? Oh, that's what I'm reading. I keep thinking this on the left is quarter, but it's month. I probably sound like a complete idiot to you guys. So I should read the graphs before I start breaking them down. Goodness. And that's when I edit these videos where I do sales updates, you wouldn't see me mess up like this because I'll just refilm the whole thing over talking about current month. Okay, so current month is over here, calendar year to date. So I've had that right. Anyway, so that makes sense why like the numbers are so out of whack. All right. Quarter two is not over here. It's month. It's month to date or month to month, month over month. My gosh, now I feel super dumb. All right. So month over month, Tundra's down 7%. Not bad, but up 1% over the year. Or yeah. Okay, I'm back on track here just in time to go over the Lexus crossovers. UX, what the French toast? I guess it's because they're getting ready for the 2023 refresh. So maybe that's what's going on here. But you know, it's a hybrid. You know, it's on the what is it, the C platform. We know the C platform's just not doing that well in terms of volume production. Anyways, UX only selling 500 units for the month and down about 40% on the year. Lexus NX, this is a kick to the pants for Lexus. Down 35% on the month, down 39% on the year. This is a volume seller for them, guys. They make a lot of money on the NX. It's kicking the pants to them. That's all I can say. They just can't produce. They don't have the parts. And you have to keep in mind they're producing it in two parts, two places, Japan and Canada. Can't produce them anywhere, it seems like. Sucks. So you'll be waiting just as long for like an NX as the Sienna we were talking about probably, or even a Venza. All right, RX only down 5%. Again, older parts. Older parts, it's easier to make those cars. Okay, only down 5% on the year, 7%. So the RX, maybe Q3, those will drop off as they switch over to the new model, which should be on sale by the end of the year. GX, again, GX, here's the thing, guys. GX only down 9%. Old vehicle. Don't need all those new chips. Don't need all those new computer screens, even though they just refreshed it, like kind of refreshed it for 2022. So it's got some new technology that I didn't have on it before. But hey, it's up 22% on the quarter. It's pretty impressive. Sorry, the month, up 22% on the month. Gosh, I'm out of it, completely out of it. And we got so many other brands. LX up 136%. Again, one of these outlier vehicles. You know, if you want an LX in Japan or some other parts of the world, same thing with the Land Cruiser. You're waiting 4 years, not FOR, but FOUR. 4 years to get a Land Cruiser or a Land Cruiser based LX. Just silliness, absolute silliness. Now I could go over hybrid sales, but I don't have the time or the patience. So American Honda, we just talked about Honda getting kicked in the pants, down 50% so far on the year and the quarter for that match. So, all right. So let's read their highlights. Let's shoot them down or praise them, depending on how ridiculous. American Honda sales top 500,000 units in the first half despite severe second quarter supply issues. Well, if we go back to here, back to automotive news, what did they sell last year? They sold 800,000. Okay, so yeah, 500,000, but you're missing 330,000 units compared to last year. It's not that great. All right. Honda electrified sales stay strong. We'll talk about that. They say their hybrids are up 39%, but they didn't sell a whole lot of their hybrids to begin with. HRV posts best first half sales of all time. Yes, they just crazy what they're selling for the HRV. We'll talk more about that in a second. Supported by pre-orders, all new Integra rides strong demand. And I'm getting a ton of Integra commercials on TV right now. A ton. Acura NSX has best month. Wait, what? What? We're talking about NSX sales in the highlights, guys. NSX is not designed for sales volume. So anyways, yeah, it's the last year. So of course sales are going to be up. People want their hands on a discontinued like supercar. So of course sales are going to be up. Anyways, not going to get too much of into this because it's too much for me. Some Honda sales highlights. I don't have patience for that either. So we'll just get into the graph. Did it work? Did this work? Okay, it worked. It wasn't working on the Honda, the Toyota one. All right. If you need another break, guys, take your break because we're gonna get into this. Luckily, this is a much shorter list than the Toyota Lexus one. So Kevin, do I think the GR Corolla will target WRX price or Golf R pricing? I have no idea, and it's pointless to price the GR Corolla because it's going to be marked up no matter what. Like, it's going to sell. These things are going to be selling for 50K, 60K probably, maybe more. I'm not kidding. We'll see though. I can't wait to see like what people are charging for those vehicles, the GR Corolla, when it comes out. Should be driving it by the end of the summer though. Okay, at least I'll get to drive one. That's like a dream come true for me. Owning one, whatever. Not interested in it just because it would be a headache just trying to get one. And I don't. What am I going to do with the GR Corolla? Like race my kids to school? It would be amazing as like a toy car for the weekends, but I don't have time to, here's the thing. I don't have time to drive my own cars. So spending money on cars, unless it's an investment, like a GR Corolla would be, right? If I can get my hands on one. But yeah, it's just, there's no point in me buying a car right now for myself because I don't even have time to drive the press cars that are sitting in my driveway or my garage, let alone my own cars. Anyways, Jonathan Ratliff, Kirk, see the mint 99 LS on Car Care Nut channel? Ooh, I didn't. But man, I love me some 99 LSs with the VVTi on that. Gosh, it's the 1UZ, right? The 1UZ V8, 4-liter V8. It's pushing like 300 horse. I think they got the upgraded 5-speed automatic transmission too on those years. So, all right, let's get into the Honda sales, and it's a blood bath. Woof. All right, month to date. Again, month to date's on the left, year to date's on the right. Man, all the month to dates are looking worse than the year to dates. So that's not good. Total car sales, I guess we'll look month over month, right? Car sales are down 60%. Truck sales are down 50%. Let's see here. Let's zoom down to the bottom. Accord is down 50% for the month. Civic down 70%. How are they going to be able to produce the new HR-V? They're in a bit of trouble there. So they can't produce the new Civic. Huge demand for it. Gosh, so this is the worst we've seen. Down 70%. Well, 99% for the Clarity, but the car's killed. Same thing with the Insight, it's killed as well. So 70% down for one of their best-selling volume vehicles. It's the best-selling compact vehicle. Well, it used to be. I bet the Corolla is going to take it over this year. It's only selling 9,000 per month now. Oof, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But 70K, like the Civic can easily sell 200 plus K a year. And it's pacing 140K. Oh man, I feel it's an amazing car. The new Civic's so good. It is drives so good. The steering is excellent. The handling's great. Just a great car. But no one can get one. Down 54%. That hurts my soul. CRV, as they switch to the new CRV, down 38%, down 45% on the year. So it had kind of a rebound in the second quarter here. So that's kind of an outlier for the Honda brand. HR-V, they're selling at a crazy clip here, guys, up 6%. So that first quarter, the first quarter or so, first half in general, so good. They're starting to run into the supply chain issues. And maybe they're also starting to switch over to the new one as well, because those are probably hitting lots already, the new HR-V. All right, Honda Odyssey, yikes, minivans. So Chrysler seems to be producing minivans now, but Toyota, Honda cannot produce the minivan. Down 67% on the month and 56%. Yikes. Passport down 48%. On the month. Keep saying quarter because quarter 2 just finished, so that's fresh in my mind. But so far on the year, down 25%, Pilot down 40%, Ridgeline down 18% on the year. But the Ridgeline actually had a good last month, a good June. So that's kind of bizarre. We're into Acura. going to be more bloodbath here. ILX, rest in peace, no big deal. Integra, they're starting to push out some units here. So Integra selling about 1,500 units. If we compare it to the Civic, maybe about 15-20% of the sales. It's hard to do that math in my head. So TLX, not that great either. Down 65% on the month and down 53% on the year. We don't need to talk about NSX. It's a outside the bell curve car, and it's the last year. So of course the sales volume, they're going to sell all of them. MDX down 50%. Ooh, huge kick to the pants. Oh my gosh. RDX down 67% on the month. If you look at them, 36% for the MDX on the year and 49% for the RDX on the year. Those are the volume sellers. Man, God, we just got to turn the page. There's nothing else to say about Honda and their inability to produce vehicles. It's sad to watch. Nissan, it's not going to be much better. Nissan had a really tough 2021. 2022 doesn't look to be much different. If we look at percent change on the quarter two, down about 39%. Nissan division sales, why would that be different? Not quite sure. Oh, because does that include Infiniti sales? Okay. Infiniti continues to free fall. Like, where's the bottom for the brand? When's it gonna happen? Have we finally hit it? Is it only up from here? Make sure to watch my recent Infiniti video where I talked about their plan. Is their plan gonna work? Don't know. The plan, yeah, it's not helping them right now. Calendar year 2022 sales, whatever. Okay, let's get into the models. Jonathan Ratliff, what is future for LS? Well, I don't have high hopes for it. So we're going to get off track here. We'll get back to Nissan. Let's get into Lexus. Let's get into electrified, this image. All right, so here we go. Look at this image. There's no LS here. Not even close. Okay, we got the electrified TZ, whatever they're going to call this 3-row electric crossover. There's the RZ. Here's the new IS. If you haven't seen my new video on the IS talking about how it's going to be fully electric in 2025, 2026, it's going to be super exciting. We have their sports vehicle, like LFA successor. Then they have hatchback versions of the IS. Yeah, IS Sports Cross is back essentially, and they also have a lifted version of it. I don't see any LS in here, including back here. This is the new ES that'll be produced in Japan. The new TX that'll be produced in Indiana alongside the Grand Highlander. Here's the new RX. Here's the new NX. Here's the UX. And who knows what this thing is? It hasn't been announced yet. BX. BX is what I'm calling it. So I don't see anything LS in here. To me, like, or RC. I mean, they could almost call this thing over here, like an RC if they wanted to. I don't see any LS. Also don't see any LX. So doesn't mean they're not coming. I just don't think they're coming anytime soon. Woof. Or they just don't want to show it right now for whatever reason. So don't have good feelings about the LS or the LX or the GX. The GX wasn't in there, but we know we're getting a new GX. But gosh, are we? We keep waiting and waiting. All right, back to Nissan. Versa. Was the Versa killed? Seems like all these small cars are getting killed. Down 86%. What the heck? What is going on with the Versa? Sentra down 43%. Well, here's the thing. Profit margins on these tiny cars are like slim to none. That's why the Fit's no longer around. That's why the Yaris is no longer around in North America. They just don't make money on them. So Nissan's like, okay, well, we can make more money by putting the small chips that we have in the Altima, in the Sentra, in the Rogue. So that's what's going on there. Altima's up massive. Heck yeah, that's that big Altima energy I'm talking about. So that's what they're doing, guys. They're taking chips from the Versa and they're slapping them in the Altima. That's what's happening there. Maxima, rest in peace. Nissan Leaf. I know the demand is there. People want electric cars, so they still can't supply them. Having a rough second quarter. And here's the confusing thing. We're now comparing quarters, not months. So Honda and Toyota did months and year. Nissan's doing quarter and year. And it's mainly because Nissan only reports quarterly. Okay. 370Z, rest in peace. GTR, outlier vehicle. A lot of things up in the air about the next GTR. They're supposed to kind of just give it one last refresh, from what I'm hearing, for another few years, and then it'll be fully electric. So we'll see. All right. So cars are down 30% total for Nissan. Now let's get into the kicks. Kicks down 20%. They probably don't make that much money on this car, but I could be wrong. Frontier up 33%. Yes, Frontier Energy is strong here. 64% up on the year. Given those potential Tacoma customers who can't get a Tacoma, getting them in a Frontier, very good pickup truck. Nissan Titan, if you haven't watched my video, more than likely killed by 2025 or 2026. So we'll see. We'll see on that. Pathfinder. Okay, yeah, we got the redesign. Pathfinder, they just didn't have any last year to sell because this is not a normal selling number for them. So that's kind of an outlier because they were switching from the old model to the new model last year. So that's what that is. Armada down 60%. If you missed my review on the Armada Platinum, check it out. Freaking love that thing. Love it. Down 70% on the year though, whatever. Rogue down 52%. That's tough to see. That's their volume seller. Yikes. Again, a little bit of Honda feeling there. Honda's volume sellers just aren't there. Murano. Can't believe this thing's still around. Like with the Rogue being what it is, being so much better than the Murano too. Don't know. Guess you can get the V6 CVT in the Murano, right? I think you can. Maybe that's got that big CVT energy on V6 on the Murano. NVs are gone, so rest in peace. Oh gosh. More spam. You guys can report that too, you know, I think. I think you can. Okay, Sean says they reported and blocked it. Thanks, Sean. Oof. All right. Where was I? At the NVs. So we're on to Infiniti. We've made it to Infiniti, guys. It's going to be ugly. Q50. It's been around since what, 2013 at this point? Could be wrong. Q50 down 56% on the year. Down 69% on the quarter. Woof. Q60, the coupe version of it. And they're also known as the Skyline in Japan. Down 9%. But Q60 is not the volume seller of the two. Look, they typically sell well over 4,000 per month of the Q50 if they have the volume there. They just don't. Oh, yikes. What, they sold a Q70? They sold a Q... That's like the GS selling, guys. They sold a Q70 here. QX30. Looks like they sold one like last year or something. One in the first half of last year, right? Yeah. So QX30, rest in peace. Excuse me. Voice is getting dry. My drinks are running out too, so... After Nissan, we'll probably take a little commercial break. so we can use the potty. So we're only about like halfway. So we can use the potty, get your fill up your drink, fill up your snacks, that sort of thing. All right, QX50, their volume seller, down 70%, 71% on the quarter, 60% on the year. Kick to the pants. QX55 though, volume's up there for some reason. Don't understand that one. QX60. Well, last year they had like none to sell for the first 6 months of the year, as you can see. They had none, less than 1,000, and this is their other volume seller. Actually, it's their best-selling vehicle. It even sells better than the QX50 if the volume is there. And they, so this should be, well, you can see it's higher than the QX50, but this should be probably even higher if the volume is available. QX80, down 45% on the quarter, 62% down on the year. Rough. So we'll get into Mazda next. I'm going to fill up my drink, take a potty break, hit the commercial button. Don't know exactly what that does. Might run an ad for you guys. But yeah, we'll get into it. Hopefully you guys are having fun so far. If you are, hit the like button. What are we at? We're 144 likes, but we have 223 people in the chat. We can do better, right? We can do better. All right, so I'm going to hit the add button, and I'll see you guys back in 2 to 3 minutes or something. All right, guys, I am back. Thank you for sticking around. I didn't expect all of you to stick around, and that's okay because we're about a little over an hour into this stream. I'm gonna head into Mazda. So yes, it's been ugly so far for the manufacturers. All right, maybe I should start a new poll. So literally 2/3 of you, 67%, 66% have said Tesla is not a luxury brand. And let's see here. I'm going to end that poll. Maybe start a new poll. Got 437 votes. That's a good showing. All right, new poll. Oh man. Okay, very general. Do you? Okay. All right. Do you think the car market will return to normal in 2023, 2024, 2025, or never? We're going to be screwed paying high prices. We'll never have good interest rates again. We'll never have good incentives again. Oh. All right. Let's talk about Mazda here. I just drove the new CX-5. It's actually still in my driveway. Make sure to check out my quick review of the refresh of it. Still good little crossover, but it's starting to show its age. I do still think it's slightly better than the CX-50. I like how it looks. I just like driving it better. The CX-50 just feels so much bigger and boaty to me. But they're both good vehicles. I just prefer the CX-5 a little bit more. So let's get into this. There's a lot of text here. It's hard for me to read text right now with being over an hour into reading numbers. So this is actually a bit different for Mazda. Typically, this is an image like how Honda does, like this. That's how Mazda's typically is. So they've changed things up a little bit here. Don't know what's going on. All right, so they have a more traditional spreadsheet for us. Mazda 3 down 75% month to date. A little bit of that Honda Civic action going on with them right now, right? Woof. Let's see, what's this? Oh, this is a typo here, right? Because this is year to date. So this should say percent year over year, right? Am I reading that right? I'm so confused. Yeah, this should say percent year over year for DSR. I'm so confused. Anyways, I'm not going to look into it that much. All right. All right. So we're going to be focusing on year over year. This is going to trip me up though. Anyways, Mazda 3, no matter how you look at it, it's down either 75% or 32%. It's not good. The hatchback actually has had an okay first start of the year so far, but things just came crumbling down 80% for the month. Yikes. Mazda 6, rest in peace. Hopefully we get a replacement for the Mazda 6 one day. So 20, okay. All right. So the front runner right now, actually it's tied. It's going back and forth between 2024 and 2025 is when you guys think the market will recover. The next group, guys, is never were screwed at 15%. And the last are saying in 2023. So the optimists out there and the fewest volume, go figure, right? But 2024, 2025, think that it's split between the two of you guys. It's going to be somewhere between 2024, 2025, where the market gets back to acceptable levels. I don't think normal will ever be normal again. Toyota's even said that they're never going to keep the same volume on the lots that they used to before this ever happened. So I think when things come steady again, because we're still going down. I think when things level and cars become available at acceptable levels is what I would call the new normal. And that is what you guys are saying in 2024, 2025. Most of you. All right. Mazda MX-5 Miata down 90%. They sold 132 cars last month. My friend, who used to be my neighbor, who also has a Tesla Model 3, he bought one, and I think he said there were 2 on the lot. So he was lucky, got a Grand Touring 6-speed. I think he's already done a chip tune on it or something. But yeah, he was able to get one. So that's the perks of living here in South Florida, right? Those vehicles, it's kind of like where they come, right? I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. It's like their home. It's their home. All right, MX-5. Okay, we don't need to break down hard top and soft top. CX-3, rest in peace, none have been sold this year. CX-30, down 22%, down 36% on the year, though. CX-5, their volume seller. Just like the Rogue getting punched in the face, just like the Civic, etc., etc., etc. All these manufacturers, their best-selling models are getting punched in the face. I don't even remember talking about the RAV4 earlier, by the way. I may have totally just glossed over it. And the RAV4 is actually doing pretty freaking well, considering. All right, let's get back to Mazda. CX-50 starting to sell some cars. They've sold about 5,000 so far this year. MX-30. They sold 23 of these electrified beasts. 100 miles of range, yo. I can't even get one for a review because it's across Alligator Alley, and that's more than 100 miles to get to Miami. So if I want to review the MX-30, I have to drive to Miami. It's not worth that much of my time. I'd have to burn a whole day driving the MX-30. Now, if I had a range extender in it, wouldn't be an issue. One day. Oh, I totally missed CX-9. CX-9 down 66% on the month. Gosh, Mazda has a rough month. Down 55% total. 25% on the year, though. Subi. Good old Subis. Can't read text anymore. I'm over it. So, get into the Forester, down 47% on the year. But check this out. Look at this revival of the volume coming back for the Forester. Hell yeah. If you want an Impreza, guys, you might be able to get one. I just did an update video that you're still able to get the 5-speed manual on the sedan and the hatchback. But you can't get I think you can't get like a sunroof on it or the upgraded sound system in the manual. Anyways, down 16% for the year. STI, which I have the WRX in my garage. I've only driven it around the block a couple times. I've been busy AF. I still haven't got the feel down for it. Of course, it's not the CVT. Thank God, it's the manual. So, quick impressions is that it's really fun to drive. I wish I had auto rev matching downshifts because, one, I'm not a heel tower, but just trying to rev match that thing when you're coming to a stop, I find very, very difficult. So it's not even worth me doing or even practicing because I don't have it long enough to master. Where if you watch my Miata review, that thing was just so good, so intuitive to rev match yourself. Anyways, WRX getting a lot of hate right now for the design and the lack of performance upgrade, but it is a very good car and how it drives and how it performs. Very impressed. I like how it drives more than the GTI. If that tells you anything. Okay. Ascent. Accent was just canceled. Oh, Accent was just canceled for Hyundai. So that's why that came up into my mind. Yes, the Ascent is only... Wait. The Ascent is up. The Ascent had a horrible last couple of years, even though it's a new vehicle, but it hasn't been doing well. But the Ascent is getting some good sales here. That's great to see for Subaru. Legacy down only 1%. Really? Legacy sales are holding in. Outback, volume seller, like the Forester, they pretty much go neck and neck in terms of sales, but the Outback is getting priority. Why? Well, the Outback makes more money. It's a higher ticket model, so they're going to prioritize chips if they can to that. Crosstrek is up. Holy cow, Crosstrek is up 66% on the month. If I've been saying quarter, I apologize. One manufacturer does quarter, the next does month. So up 66% on the month, up 9% on the year. So that Crosstrek just slaying it. Good for the Crosstrek, man. Good for the Crosstrek. So Subaru had an awful last year, but look, they're hanging in there, down only 18% on the year so far, and they were actually positive for the quarter. So keep in mind, last year was terrible. So you're comparing bad to terrible. But they seem to have hit rock bottom, and they're starting to climb out of it. Good old Mitsubishi. They have a couple bullet points. I do read some text at this point. Outlander racks up 5 consecutive quarters of record sales. That's impressive. Best year of sales since the nameplate was introduced in 2002? Oh, that's for the Outlander. That's for the Outlander. Okay. Outlander quarterly retail sales up about 56% compared to quarter 2 of last year. And Outlander PHEV, which is the old one because the new one's not out yet, and Eclipse Cross retail sales are up over last year. Now they just have 5 models and almost 4 models because PHEV is a variant of the Outlander. Oh man, I wish Mitsubishi had like, you know, the Montero, the Pajero, you know, the big body on frame stuff, or even the little body on frame stuff. It would be awesome if somehow Mitsubishi was bringing it into like the Suzuki Jimny here, sold as a Mitsubishi. That'd be cool, but they're not in the same alliance, so Toyota would have to sell that vehicle or something. Anyways, Mitsubishi. Let's see here. They don't do percentages, unfortunately. Mirage not doing well. Cheap cars not doing that great. Manufacturers make more money on more expensive ones. Go figure. Outlander Sport. These things, I keep seeing them on the road. I'm like, oh, what is that thing? It's typically an Outlander Sport when I can't figure out what kind of Mitsubishi it is. Yeah, the normal Outlander crushing it in sales. Good for them. Outlander PHEV. I would not be opposed to being interested in the new Outlander PHEV. I feel like it would be a great alternative to like the Sorento PHEV. Gosh, does the Santa Fe have a PHEV? I think it does. Also, the RAV4 Prime. I think it would be an excellent alternative to those competitors. Isn't it funny that Mitsubishi has a plug-in hybrid, yet Nissan has no hybrids, let alone plug-in hybrids in their lineup here in North America? Anyways, Eclipse Cross, not doing great either. So, done with Mitsubishi. Now we're getting to the Koreans. I'm going to put in an ad break real quick. Catch my breath, recover my voice. I'll see you on the flip side. Are you guys still there? I don't know. I'm going to keep going, though. We got to power through. It's already been an hour and a half. This is why I'm not doing individual videos, because imagine me making a video this long and then having to edit it. Oof. All right, so let's go back to the car market poll. 36% of you. It's a leading answer here with 2024 is going to be when the car market returns to normal. 2025 is the second leading at 30%. The next group is 22%, which is never. We're all effed. And then 2023 says, well, 13% of you say 2023. All right. Your Mitsubishi's air conditioning is solid. Not the one that I just drove, but it's not Mitsubishi. It's so many new cars. Even the Acura RLX. RDX. The air conditioning was not very cold in there. The Taos that I just drove, that thing didn't get cold for hell. Well, I mean, for shit, I should say. Pardon my language. For hell didn't make sense because it's not cold in hell. But maybe it does make sense. It just didn't cool down in that Volkswagen Taos. Anyways, let alone it not having automatic climate control or dual climate. Anyways, June sets monthly record for sales in 2022. We're talking about Hyundai. We have a new record. So we're talking about all these manufacturers getting just demolished. And then Hyundai sets a monthly June record. What? Best ever June retail sales record for Tucson. And record-breaking Q2 total and retail sales for Palisade. All right. Well, look, you can look at all their highlights here if you want to. And more highlights here. But when we have a spreadsheet, that's what we're going to. All right. Accent, rest in peace. The Accent, hold on. Wait. Accent on, okay, so they give us month, quarter, and year to date. Hell yeah. Thank you, Hyundai. Okay, Accent's dead. So they're just trying to get rid of these cars at this point, it seems. But for month over month, up 120% essentially. On the Q2, down 20%. On the year, down 26%. Oh, okay. Mystic has a home air conditioning. Yes, that's a different ball game. This is a different ball game than a car air conditioner. Yes, Mitsubishi has great air conditioning units for commercial and residential vehicles, houses. Elantra, good old Elantra. Elantra N, one of my favorite cars I've driven in the past year. Down 43%. Yikes. Down 34% on the year. 44% on the quarter. Ioniq? Wait. Oh, because this is the old Ioniq, which has been canceled. This is the Ioniq Hybrid. I had a whole video on this talking about how the Veloster N is canceled, the Ioniq, then the Accent is canceled. Okay, rest in peace, Ioniq. We'll keep moving. Ioniq 5 sold 2,800 vehicles. On the quarter, about 7,500. And on the year, they've sold 14,000 Ioniq 5 so far. Good for you, Hyundai, being able to pump out some volume here for electric vehicles. Remember, if we go back to Tesla, what is Tesla producing year to date? It's a crap ton. 220,000 vehicles. And look at that sales growth. Anyways, oof. Get back on track here. Kona, down 27% on the month, but if we go to year to date, 36%. Kona sales are dropping. It's a little bit long in the tooth, I feel like, at this point, the Kona. I know they just had their refresh. The boot space or the hatch space, cargo space is very limited unless you fold down the rear seats. The Kona inline that I drove is okay. The Kona N is freaking, it's amazing, but I don't know who would buy that car. All right, let's keep moving. Nexo, up 123%. Cheers to fuel cells, guys. Fuel cells could very well be a part of our future, especially with batteries. They're just, everyone's having struggles with producing batteries right now in terms of volume. You still need batteries for fuel cell cars, mind you. All right, Palisade, up 15% on the month. Palisade's charging hard, guys. You know, we have that refresh coming soon. Not sure when it'll be available and on sale, but the Palisade is going from the ugly duckling to one good-looking full-size SUV. Well, it's not body on frame, but you know what I'm saying. Like, the refresh of the Palisade it looks good. Where the Kia variant, the Telluride, took a step back in terms of design. So, yeah, roles reversed there for those vehicles for the Koreans. Santa Cruz, the pickup truck, I drove that in the Redwood Forest among the Ewoks. It was amazing. 3,500 for the month, 18,000 so far for the year. That's a good chunk. And only the Maverick is the direct competitor to this vehicle. Maybe the Ridgeline, right? Maybe the Ridgeline. Which Ridgeline's actually doing okay. Santa Fe If you haven't seen my review on the Santa Fe Hybrid that I did fairly recently, check that out. Really liked it. Only down 8% on the year. That's not bad. Sonata down 64% on the year, 52 on the quarter. Tucson up 1%. They are pumping this biatch to the moon, giving it all the chips, all the resources, because this is the hottest segment. They're saying, hey, RAV4, hey, CRV, hey, Rogue, look at me. I'm here. I'm selling in volume, and I'm getting priority. This is the star child for the brand, the Tucson. Very excellent crossover, and up 7% on the month over month. Veloster, rest in peace. Venue, now the cheapest car in the lineup, which starts around 19-20K, because the accent is gone. So, all right, we're going to move to Kia. I'm going to put a little brakey in here. I'll see you on the flippy flop. Bill says not a big Kia or Hyundai fan. You know, I understand a lot of you joined the channel when it was either Lexus and Toyota or all the Japanese cars. And shortly after, I asked you guys, and about 2/3 of you said add Korean cars because you would like to see my take on it. So I did that. And I enjoy covering the Korean cars. They do a lot very, very well. And they are a lot more aggressive and oftentimes more fun to cover than the Japanese manufacturers, because Japanese culture and car manufacturing is so conservative and slow to make changes. And they make really good products overall, though. And you have the Koreans they don't stop. They're hungry. They want more. They go. They change. Sometimes not always the best thing for their reliability, but they're always fun. They're always entertaining. And man, I think they still have a lot to accomplish. All right. Here is the, we just talked about, if we go back, talked about how they're pumping the Tucson. The Sportage now has gotten bigger, has a boomerang headlights, or daytime running lights, I should say. It's got aggressive styling. Looks pretty cool overall. And this thing is killing it as well. All right. Excuse me. So Kia of America sold 65,000 units for June, an increase of 12% month over month, and has set an all-time monthly sales record for June. I don't know if I'm reading that correctly, but they're doing well. The new Sportage posted an all-time monthly sales total of 14,000 units. If we go back to here, the Tucson sold over 15,000 units. Take that, Sportage. Very, very impressive. Okay. All right. They don't give us percentages here. My voice is starting to get a little worn out at this point. So here we go. EV6 sold 12,568 vehicles. If we go back to Hyundai, what is the Ioniq 5 selling? 13,000. Since Kia is the parent, or the child, I should say, of Hyundai. Hyundai's the parent of Kia. Hyundai models typically in the same segment sell just a few hundred or 1,000 units more. I always find that really, really funny. Okay, it's almost like Hyundai's like, Kia, we want you to grow, but not more than us. Hyundai needs to update their logo, though. Don't you guys agree? Hyundai logo is terrible. Kia logo wasn't awful. Maybe it was. Was it as bad as a Hyundai logo? Maybe. But the new one's not bad. The new logo you can see up here at the top. New logo is not bad. Current Hyundai logo, if we go back to Hyundai, you can see it at the top here, right here. It's kind of hard to see because it's on a black background. Hyundai. Gotta update that logo, bro. I know I doubt they'll do it, though. I doubt they'll do it. All right, moving on to the Rio. Rio down. Again, we don't have percentages, but it's down a little over 1,000 units year to date. Forte, right? Cheap cars though. Cheap cars. Forte down as well, down 11,000 units versus last year. The K5, which they're including the Optima in here. It would be interesting to see if any Optima models were even sold. Yeah, it's been a couple of years since the Optima has been on the market, right? So, holy cow, taking a big dip, about 16,000 units away from what they were last year. Cadenza, rest in peace. They've sold one so far. They've sold one Cadenza so far this year. It's probably the last one left on the lots in North America. Stinger, volume, well, the month volume is terrible. Look, it's half of what it was. But if you look at year to date, they're not that far behind, about 1,300 units off. Bring back the dancing Kia hamster rat thing, yeah. Kirk, will there be a Kia model that equals the Ioniq 6? I'm sure, eventually. They sell a lot of these K5s, so it's only a matter of time. What we have the EV6, so it would be like the EV5 is what it'd be, because we have EV6, EV7's coming out, right? EV7 is the 3-row electric vehicle, and then you have the Ioniq 9, Ioniq, or is it Ioniq 7? I can't get it straight, guys. It's so confusing. Their numbers are just one off per brand. You have the Ioniq 5, EV6, same sort of vehicle, different styling, but you get my drift. Gosh, now I'm gonna have to look it up because I'm second guessing myself. Ioniq 7? Ioniq 7, okay, yeah, that's a 3-row crossover. Was it the EV9? That's a 3-row crossover as well. Yeah. I don't get it. Anyways, let's keep moving before I have a meltdown. Soul's down like 11,000 units. Had a rough month of June. Nero. Well, the Nero just got a refresh, and the Nero is one of the few vehicles out there I find really interesting, right? They have the Nero hybrid, plug-in hybrid. I think there's a fully electric Nero as well. I don't know like anything about that, but the plug-in hybrid to me is the most interesting for the Nero. New design. It's still based off the old platform, but it looks great. Gosh, let's just talk about the Nero real quick. Nero. Let's look at some images of this thing. I like what they did with the C-pillar. Look at this. This is a cool looking hatchback, I think. Right? These taillights look a little Volvo-ish, no? I don't know. I like it. I like the simple lines. I like the front end. So many of Kia and Hyundai's designs are way overdone. I think this one's mostly done well. I don't need this extra gray on the front. I think it looks fine behind the front wheel, but this extra gray on the front doesn't need to be there. The grille isn't overly designed. I think I like the daytime running lights. I think overall, it's a very interesting and attractive vehicle, and it seems bigger than the Prius, and it gets similar fuel economy to the Prius. So heck yeah for the Nero. All right, let's get back. Nero, is doing well. 6,000 more units compared to last year. Seltos, struggle bus. We got the Seltos refresh. Made a whole video on it, and maybe they're ramping up production for the Seltos for the refresh. I don't know, but down about 13,000 units. Woof. Sportage. This is their volume seller. Is anything else selling to this clip? No. Sportage, the only one, is in 5 figures here for the month of June. Forte came close, almost hitting 10,000. Telluride came close. Sorento came close. So yeah, almost up on the year for the Sportage. Sorento, though, about 9,000 behind where it was last year. Telluride up on the year so far. Very impressive. And the Carnival is about on par where it was. So slightly ahead on the month, but on the year, it's behind. So again, those minivan sales, the minivan market is in such a need that you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, paying top dollar price, well, for any car, but especially in the minivan market, probably the pickup truck market and everything else. But minivans are my favorite vehicle, probably, since I have a family, and they're probably the most underappreciated segment in America by like automotive journalists. Like they're just no one enjoys them, but like a minivan done right is the ultimate vehicle. You can haul stuff, you can tow stuff, you can get crazy good mileage in a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. They drive fairly well, especially nowadays. They're with their unibody structure, like, and then you can have ottomans in them. You can have DVDs, Blu-ray players if they haven't become too advanced where they don't have them anymore. Anyways, I could talk about minivans all day. It's my favorite, probably my favorite segment, but I'm out of manufacturers to cover. So I'm going to go back to the main page here and hang out with you guys for a few more minutes. Yeah, Aria's delayed for well over a year at this point. So I'm going to hang out with you guys for a few more minutes. Check out, I haven't even driven the Carnival yet. It's a sin. Kia hasn't sent me one. Kia, how many journalists out there have a bunch of kids? Not that many, okay? So Kia, just send me the Carnival so I can test it, put it through its paces, tell you how good or not good it is. All right? That's all I'm asking. Hey, Kirk, if you check the Lexus newsroom, they released the new 23 ES with a Lexus interface. Ooh, that's a video for tomorrow for sure. Okay. I'll share it with you guys here who are in the chat. There it is. Good old Lexus ES. Here we go, guys. You're seeing it here first, thanks to, was it Danny? Danny may have shared it first. Here we go. 2023. So 2022, the ES got a refresh, which I would say a pretty mild refresh at that. They gave it a touchscreen. They updated the F Sport a bit. Gave it that brace in the back. They gave it dynamic handling package. That was about it. Like, there's something else. Like, I think the ES hybrid could get F Sport trim for 2022. Like, whatever. Anyways, enhancements made to Lexus ES for 2023 model year. Gosh, I said I was just going to hang out with you in chat. This is hanging out with you guys in the chat. Anyways, new F Sport design model grade introduced. So F Sport design meaning non-F Sport handling. All right, so it looks like the main upgrade here, though. Excuse my voice is going. You heard me crack. Goodness. Okay, nothing changes. Okay, let me see the interior. Here we go. There it is. Well, look how ridiculous. They have the digital mirrors, guys. Look at the digital side mirrors. Not coming for America. Not legal here. But there you go. There's the new interface here. And I mean, this is just Apple CarPlay, which we've already had with the touchscreen. They kept the clock, though. What the F? ES gets the clock. Everyone else gets it cut. The UX gets it cut. RX gets it cut. NX gets it cut. Okay, well, guys, same picture. Just had to say, hey, the ES is for men and women, right? Don't forget that. Huh. Well, okay. Well, and this one actually has the side mirrors. So I'll probably make a standalone video on this because Lexus videos are what a lot of you guys get amped about, just like me. And this is just what we've heard. The IS is supposed to be the next one for 2023 as well, from what we're hearing. The RC as well, to get this new interface. So, all right. Thanks, Danny, for sharing that. It was a good time seeing some new information here for the Lexus ES. All right. Jonathan, you read about the upcoming new Genesis G90. Huge rear legroom. Talk about LS killer. Yeah, it's like, that's like comparing dinosaurs, though. No one buys G90s or LSs. Only people are buying S classes in that segment. No one's even buying like BMW 7 Series anymore, or Audi A8s. Like no one's buying these cars. They're all buying SUVs. So it's like, nice job, G90. No one's still buying you other than the 90-year-old guys that live here in Naples. Like I see G90s down here. No one else sees G90s anywhere else. Like it's extremely rare. But thank you for sharing that the G90 gets here huge rear legroom. The man in the ES looks like Kirk. Okay, so you're saying I'm a model. He's got a bump in his nose. He's either Italian or Spanish, right? He's not. I don't have either of those things in my blood. Guy does not look like me. Are you just saying just because I'm white, bro? Because I'm white and I got some scruff on my face? Come on, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't take anything to heart unless it's a compliment. And then cheers to you. Kirk doesn't have a gigash jaw. Gigantic? Maybe that's what you mean? Mark says, you could be a decent model. Don't tell my wife that. She already thinks I'm full enough of myself. 23andMe, Kirk. It's going to be like mostly German. Well, it's probably about like half German. A lot of English, some Irish, and Swedish. That's what, if you go further back on my mom's side, some of my uncles, for example, have done like, the ancestry stuff. You might include some French in there. But like, Western Europe's Western Europe, for the most part. Trying Infiniti QX60, what are you talking about? Yeah, I actually think I see more G90s here where I live than G80s. Mark says I'm a natural YouTuber. I don't know. I think if you're a good YouTuber, you're just good at talking to people. I don't know. I think that helps. My dad and my mom are very conversationalist like people. So that I don't and I was the youngest, so I grew up not talking, and it took me a long time to overcome my shyness. Especially when you have three older sisters that do like you don't have a voice. I still don't have much of a voice in my family, if one at all. But I'm still loved. That's all that matters. Daniel Gross or Gross, it's probably Gross, is pumped for the crown reveal. You guys will not have to wait long, but I can't say anything. So, oh, we got another bot. It was only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Goodness gracious. Is this a new one? How's this guy still posting? I banned him. Jeez Louise. All right, guys. Last questions, last comments. There's about 150 of you left. If you haven't hit the like button, I appreciate it. Yeah, tomorrow I'll probably actually read this article from Europe to see what's new on the ES. Positively Broad Street or positively Broad Saint could be. It's hard to say. Anyways, you have a bunch of sisters too. You know what it's like. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing in our tortures growing up. When do you think the car market will return to normal? Do you not see the poll? It doesn't matter what I think. The leading answer is 2024. I need a Grom. You know what? I'll take a Grom. I'll take a Navi. I'll take any motorcycle. You give me any motorcycle, I'll drive the balls off of it. Maybe not like, okay, anything over like 50 horsepower would probably scare me. So I actually haven't driven any or ridden anything that powerful. So, but can you talk about mini Japanese trucks one day? I did. I made a whole video on it. I don't know how to find it, but I did on my channel not that long ago. I have a couple mini trucks in my neighborhood. I think the video is like the best Japanese trucks we don't get in America. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I found it already. Yeah, buddy. Check that out. That'll teach you about some mini trucks. And look, the thumbnail I picked was a Mitsubishi Triton. Incredible truck that would do so well for Mitsubishi here, but they can't produce it here stateside, so they would have to import it, and then you have the chicken tax. So therefore, we don't have the Mazda BT50, we don't have the Mitsubishi Triton, we don't have so many other cool trucks. It's a kick in the pants, tell you what. Tier D RAV4. Kirk, you think Toyota should do factory order instead of their allocation method? No. I don't think they're quite ready for it yet. If all of them were on the new software, online ordering software, it would make it easier, but not all the dealers are on it yet. So Daniel says, Kirk, just want to say you do an excellent job. Your spreadsheets are amazing. Well, thank you. You know, I just do the spreadsheets for me because it makes me make sense of things. No, I'm kidding. I do it for you guys as well. Of course. If they make sense to me, I know they'll make sense to you. Hopefully. I don't always make sense to myself sometimes. Yeah. They could build them in Mexico and use Nissan's plants. It's never going to happen. We're never going to see a Mitsubishi truck. The likelihood of Mitsubishi leaving America is higher than us seeing the Triton. Yeah, the new Infiniti QX60 redesign has a 9-speed auto. Let's get the ZF. Sarah likes the spreadsheets. Sarah is one of the few ladies who watch the channel. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Ford Transit Connect goes to Mexico. Will there be no more chicken tax? There's no chicken tax, and there shouldn't be a chicken tax on Ford Transits in general because it's a van. But it could be wrong since it's a commercial vehicle. It might, I don't know. It depends on what is deemed as taxable underneath that chicken tax law. But if it comes from Mexico, it doesn't matter. If it comes from Canada, it doesn't matter. They don't get that chicken tax. New Mitsubishi Zero? Are you talking about the... Oh gosh, that's a bad joke. That's a kamikaze joke. I'm pretty sure. That is... Yikes. Nissan will stick with 1-speed. paid chicken tax at Popeyes. You guys are up to no good at this point. So last GR Cigar. It's a good name, by the way. Will dealerships as we know them today in the US survive the decade? You know, that'll be our last poll of the day. Oh, I got to end the current one. Okay, 2024 is what people are saying when the market will return to normal-ish. New poll. Will US dealers survive until 2030? Ask my community. We have more spam. Okay. So this will be the last one, and then I'm going to peace out. I think by the end of the 20th, I don't see dealers going away. They have too much power. There are too many laws protecting them because they've been around for so long. They've been lobbying politicians from kingdom coming back. I don't think they're going to go away, but they are evolving massively, and they will have to evolve massively, especially with like Tesla, right? Direct sales. I think upfront pricing is going to be more and more common by the end of the decade, if not like the standard. So dealers aren't going anywhere as much as we would like them to. I don't want dealers to go away. I want dealers to be fair and honest people. The dealership that I worked for, luckily, it was a Lexus Plus dealership. Lexus Plus is now dead, but Lexus Plus had upfront pricing, no negotiation. Here's the price, take it or leave it. And we got a lot of customers from out of state because they didn't want to play stupid games with their local dealers. So, and it was a good price. It was a good market price. You're not going to get the best deal, but you're not going to have to waste your time screwing around with these idiots who are trying to make the most money as possible off of you. So yeah, I think that will become more and more increasingly common to have upfront pricing. What you see is what you get. Take it or leave it. You can take your business elsewhere, but we're not here to play games with you. We're here to take care of you and be honest with you. I think that is the culture all dealerships should have. The minority of buyers want to wheel and deal. They want to get the best deal. And I understand that. And that's America, right? Wanting to have more choice is a good thing, right? And that's America. But I don't think upfront pricing should be standard because I don't like the freedom of choice of business owners being told what to do by the government per se. But I think what's best for dealerships probably is being upfront with their pricing no matter what and being honest. And an upfront pricing model supports that. So anyways, there's my take on it. Being in the industry for a few years and selling, I don't know, a couple hundred cars while I was there. Is Lexus Plus based on the old Scion one price policy? I don't remember what Scion did, but I'm assuming that it had similar philosophies and executions. We've been conditioned to want the best deal in cars. I get that. So you shop around. That's what you do. I get it. Also, what else? Like, we can't negotiate on gas prices. The only thing we can negotiate in America is like house prices and car prices. As far as I know, those are the main things that I can think of. So it's not really in our culture to wheel and deal on things unless it's like certain industries, which is quite bizarre. But that's America, right? Freedom's important. So I'm not saying upfront pricing should be standard. I think it's probably what's best for most dealers at this point. Dealers could become used car lots only. That's a Yeah, but how would they get their used cars? People just selling their cars to them? That there are a lot of loopholes there when it comes to sales tax. Um, there are ways around that. So, I mean, I could get into this and spend a lot of time with you guys. A plug-in hybrid Sienna is needed. Amen. Lease any car for $400. Don't know how. Sure, sure. Including the accent, right? Dealers have no control over their inventory or allocation of Baraton 3. They only get what Big Brother, let's say my Honda dealership, they only get what Honda gives them. So the dealerships aren't siphoning volume so they can mark up their models. There's just not enough parts to make the cars, so they're getting less cars at the dealership, and there are no incentives on the vehicles essentially anymore. And then since there are not enough vehicles trickling in, they don't have to discount their cars because the demand outstrips the supply. So you can sell a recent Toyota and make money easily. Yep. Most cars you can make money. And it's not just Toyota. Yeah, Saturn had upfront pricing. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that was the reason that they met their end. It was General Motors mismanagement and them getting bailed out by the government, essentially, that they had to trim down things. But Saturn had a good premise there. Yeah, Kevin says in Canada they can't mark up. I don't agree with that as an American, but I get it. I get it. I get it. As American, I want the freedom to run a business how you want to run it. So it'll be interesting to see how things change in the next decade. Destination fees will never go away. No, no, that's an instant $1,000 to $2,000 dealers make. Well, any manufacturer makes. It's not dealers. Dealers don't make money on that necessarily. They do to an extent, but mostly just padding the stats of the manufacturer. What drives me nuts about destination fees is like the destination fee for, let's say, a CX5 coming from Japan that has to cross the ocean, get on railway systems, and then be put on the back of trucks, then go to the dealership is the same for like the CX50 that's produced here in Alabama and doesn't have to cross the ocean, just either probably gets put on trucks or railways and gets to the dealer way faster than spending a month out at sea, right? So, and getting stuck at ports. That's another thing right now. My gosh. So yeah, destination fees they're disgusting. Yes, you can negotiate cable and internet. I didn't know about hotel pricing. I've never tried to negotiate hotel pricing. But I mean, it kind of makes sense because I've had bad experiences at hotels before and they comp me. So that's almost like them negotiating, right? Interesting. I'll have to try that. I I'm going to Key West with my wife. Just the two of us. It'll be the first time I feel like in years, in just a few days. And I should have called the hotel or the hotel I'm staying at and been like, hey, can we negotiate? We got a price somewhere else. That would have been interesting. I'll have to try. I mean, do I want to? Here's the thing, is it worth my time? That's another thing. Is it worth my time? Most of the time, probably not. Because that time I could have made another video, which helps me bring in more money for the family. That's how I think about things anyways. Or in that time of negotiating the frustration, I could have been spending happy time with my daughters, right? So you have to weigh things out in your head before you start negotiating. I'm not taking a car to Key West. I'm taking a boat. It's called the Key West Express. Freaking epic. You got 3 college funds, brother? Maybe because I paid my way through college. I'm still paying through it. So, and the same for my wife. So we're like, hey, we weren't provided this. Do we need to provide this for our kids? We're not against it. We're just not actively pursuing it right now. So, oh, destination fees are $20,000 to get to Puerto Rico. Yikes. That is stupid. That is so dumb. Honda, not that long ago, when they revealed the new Odyssey and they did the media drive for it, it was in Hawaii. And the destination there, to get those minivans from LA or wherever they sent them from, or it could have been Long Beach, right, to Hawaii, it was only like $600 per car. So that's why they did that Honda event in Hawaii. So hopefully these manufacturers can bring my family out to these either minivan or large SUV media drives. That'd be amazing. Ride a jet ski to Alligator Reef. I'll have to bring that up. My wife doesn't do well on boats though, like small boats or watercraft. She'd probably get seasick. But anyways, guys, it's been too long. It's been 2 hours stream. I'm gonna cut myself off because I'm a fairly chatty person, can be. Thank you for coming out. If you haven't hit the like button, do that. If you're not subscribed, please do that so you don't miss out on Japanese and Korean car reviews, a mix of Polestar and Volvo every once in a while. And apparently Volkswagens, they keep sending me cars. Sure, I'll review them. But I'm going to send you guys out. Have a good night. If you're on the other side of the world, have a good morning. Catch you in the next one. Catch you probably tomorrow in this Lexus ES update video. Have a good day, night. Take care of yourselves. Love your loved ones. Life's too short. And peace out. Drink raw eggs. It helps my vocal cords. You guys. All right. Peace out, guys.